Stephen Rapp has led prosecutions at the Rwanda and Sierra Leone war crimes tribunals. He is now in Syria working with civil society to document war crimes linked to Bashar al-Assad's regime. He visited two mass grave sites in the towns of al-Qutayfah and Najah near Damascus. He estimates that more than 100,000 were tortured and murdered under the Assad regime since 2013. And he thinks he has enough to make a case.
We're at the Najah public cemetery here in Damascus, where we heard from a witness who testified in Germany and whom I personally interviewed and we personally worked with for a long period of time with satellite imagery, that at this particular cemetery, where he had been one of the administrators, he was called into service by the government in 2012 in order to begin the mass burial of persons that had been killed in government custody. The largest part of those were individuals that had, of the kind shown in the Caesar photos. Remember, the Caesar photos were taken by a military photographer in a military hospital, where during a 20-month period, at least 11,000 corpses arrived from 5 detention facilities in the Damascus area.
For years under the brutal Assad regime, people disappeared from their home or the streets and were never heard of from again. These sites have borne witness to some unspeakable horrors that are only just coming to the surface.
When I first came here in 2017, cars, freezer or cargo used to come to the mass grave there. The graves were prepared in an organized manner. The truck would come, unload what it was carrying and leave. There were security vehicles with them and no one was allowed to approach. Anyone who got close used to go down with them. Here, they used to bring bodies and bury them. You know how? They would come, dig a grave, and in every grave, they would have 5 or 6, then cover it up. That's what they did here. And over there as well, there were big pits where they would bring them with freezer.
Since 2011, when Assad's violent suppression of protests against his rule escalated into a full-scale war, hundreds of thousands of Syrians are believed to have been killed. Both Assad and his late father, Hafez, who served as president until his death in 2000, have faced long-standing accusations from rights groups and governments of carrying out widespread extrajudicial killings, including mass executions in the country's prisons and the use of chemical weapons against the Syrian people. After Assad's ouster, many families are still looking for their loved ones and closure.
The other aspect of this is establishing the truth, because as I indicated earlier, everybody in this country was terrorized by this regime, and every family seems to be affected by a disappearance, and they cry out for answers about what happened to their child. There's still faint hopes that somebody could be found alive.